Hi, this is Sean Carney, the President and CEO of 40 Days for Life. I am here with the Director of Outreach for 40 Days for Life, former Planned Parenthood manager, Ramona Trevino. Ramona, how are you?
I'm great, Sean. Thanks for having me here today.
It's good to be in a post-Roe America.
It is wonderful.
And an abortion-free Texas. So the air is a lot fresher. We're in the headquarters of 40 Days for Life, the now closed Planned Parenthood abortion facility where 40 Days for Life started right out there on the sidewalks in 2004, and by the grace of God has now gone to 1,000 cities. But today, we're going to talk about the shape that Planned Parenthood is in locally. This building represents what's happened to a lot of their buildings across the country. We've seen over half the abortion facilities pre-Roe being overturned close the last 25 years. Planned Parenthood's had to close 36% of their locations just in the last decade. That's with Obama, that's with Trump, that's with Biden. So they're in bad shape at the grassroots. But you and a lot of the other managers have talked about when you were managing your local Planned Parenthood, there was a disconnect between the corporate side in Washington and New York, where they pour a lot of their money, and the people actually running the facilities.
Right. Yeah, totally. There is a disconnect. I think for like someone like myself who used to manage a non-abortion facility, oftentimes we felt like we were on the outside, that everything that was most important was the abortion part of the business. And so I could totally see where there's still that disconnect happening today.
Yeah, and you have one of the beautiful and unique relationships with 40 Days for Life in that you met us because we were outside of your facility. And if you want to catch the podcast we did last month on Ramona's full story, I highly suggest you do that. But you came out the first week, you were already having a conversion behind the scenes, and you said, "Is this the 40 Days for Life campaign?" As if we were there to like offer you donuts or something. and we were like, usually the managers scream at us and give us the middle finger. This lady's nice. So it's a beautiful story, but you know, because you had that disconnect. And is morale going to hurt in a post-Roe world for Planned Parenthood? I mean, it's already a hard place to work. There's that natural tension inside. Mm-hmm. Now the Supreme Court didn't just overturn Roe, they beat it up with a baseball bat. I mean, your average facility worker, are we going to see an exodus of workers?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for one, you know, if Planned Parenthood starts shutting down clinics, we're going to see workers leave because they won't have a choice, which makes me sad to a certain degree, because oftentimes Planned Parenthood will, you know, let their employees go, they'll fire their employees for whatever reason, and they're not really thinking about their lives, because oftentimes we're seeing that a lot of these employees are single moms. And a lot of these single moms, I know I saw that even with my own clinic in Sherman. You know, one of my coworkers was a single mom, and when my clinic shut down, she thought she was going to have a guaranteed position somewhere else, and they ended up letting her go. And so, you know, this just goes to show that Planned Parenthood isn't very pro-woman.
They're not pro-woman, and I think they're ill-equipped right now for this moment. You know, we did a vlog on their Twitter account in June, and here Roe v. Wade is about to be overturned any day in June, and it's just pure mission drift from Planned Parenthood. They have not said a lot since the leak happened in early May. A lot of gay pride, a lot of gun control, a lot of trans. You really would have no idea that Roe was on the brink of being overturned. They've said a little bit more since the overturning of Roe, but on their website, I had to dig for it. I'm like, if I'm a pro-abortion person, if I'm a pro-choice person, what do I do?
Right.
The Supreme Court is evil. They're taking away our rights. And I had to dig on their website, and the result was do a house party, invite your friends, and share with your friends about why you like abortion.
Or we're going to keep fighting, and yeah.
It's all, and now they're doing we're going to vote, that which is a total loser. We'll do another vlog on that. But they don't know what to do, and I think they're incompetent at the top. They weren't always. Cecile Richards, unfortunately, was a very effective CEO for them. It's been a revolving door since she left just a couple of years ago, and I think they're asleep at the wheel.
Mm-hmm. Well, aside from the incompetency, I also think they've been defeated,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, where do they go from here? So I think, you know, on our end and the pro-life end, we can see that this is a great victory for us. And of course, the work doesn't end here, right? But I think Planned Parenthood doesn't know where to go from here. I mean, it could be strategy, I don't know, but part of me just thinks it's just that we've been defeated. Now what do we do?
Yeah, yeah, and I want to ask you on that kind of the technical question. 40 Days for Life is totally prepared for this moment. We're watching where they're going to go to these border states. They're going to build new abortion facilities. Places like Texas, Tennessee, Arkansas. Surely they're going to have to dump some real estate. I mean, maybe most people don't know Planned Parenthood's like over 50 different affiliates with their own CEOs, their own CFOs. Sometimes they compete against one another, but I think they'll have to merge. They'll have to sell real estate. I mean, will they do that and then invest it in more pro-abortion areas?
Right. Well, we saw that when Texas defunded a lot of the Medicaid funding for Planned Parenthood here in Texas, and we saw them merge with like Greater Gulf Coast and things like that. So I imagine they're going to have to merge out of state. I'll be interested to see what happens going forward.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very exciting. And as we close out this video, I want to ask you, you're one of the 240 workers. We did have our first post-Roe worker leave, which was beautiful. The Monday after the Supreme Court overturned Roe, and she went and said, I'm never going back in, and she resigned that day. I think there's going to be an outpouring of mercy. We talk about the workers. Yes, some of them will have to leave, or they'll get fired, or they'll be looking for a job. But I think beyond that, what 40 Days for Life has seen is that it's just not, oh yeah, the worker quit. There's more worker, turnover. That's good. But an actual interior conversion, which you had, Abby Johnson had, Sue Thayer had, and that's what we really need to be reaching out to for that reason, because many of them, I think, will question what they've been part of. And maybe they did have that gut feeling that this was wrong to be here. And all the former workers I know, including you, have said that. And I think overturning Roe gives them an excuse to re-examine that.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, not only working for the abortion industry, but also many of them have had abortions themselves, probably even in the same facilities that they worked at. So I think it's one of those moments where you feel like you've been lied to your whole life. And you have this moment where, wait a minute, this isn't my reality anymore. And then they start to question that and question the decisions that they've made. So, that's where we stand in that gap, and we're the hands and feet of Christ, where we can reach out and extend that beautiful mercy to these people who are going to be searching for that healing, because Christ is the only one that can give that to them.
He is, and it is the time to stand in the gap. And so don't sit on the sidelines. This is definitely not the time to prop our feet up and pop champagne and say, well, Roe's gone, there's no abortion. There's a lot of abortion in America, and the fight is just beginning. The real work is beginning. And what you should know is that it's leaving D.C. finally and going to where the pro-life movement is the strongest, with not just 40 Days for Life everywhere, and now we have over 80 cities that are doing 40 Days for Life 365, where we cover year-round vigils. It's detrimental to a bottom line of an abortion facility. It doesn't matter if the clinic's in Seattle or San Francisco. It is proven to work when we're out there. But you can be involved. We're very excited. We've already talked about the post-Roe symposium that we are hosting in Houston to train more grassroots leaders than we've ever trained before on August 5th through 6th. We have so many things happening through 40 Days for Life University. So go to 40daysforlife.com and just make a resolution. It's July. We're on the cusp of Roe v. Wade being overturned. Everyone's excited. Don't let this moment in history pass you by and you get busy with everything else. Make a resolution to make America abortion free. Because as Mother Teresa said, if America corrects her error, gets back to her roots, and ends abortion, the world will follow. And we're very far from ending abortion right now, but we have been given a gift and a great shot of momentum with the Supreme Court overturning Roe. Don't let it pass you by. Go to 40daysforlife.com and sign up to participate where you live or one of the many activities we have going on. God bless you.